Gem Show. Well, it's the Tucson Rock, Gem, Mineral, and Meteorite Show. So, I am just walking around. Look at these big crystals behind me. But we're not here for the minerals. We're here for the meteorites. And we are actually stopping in to see Aerolite meteorites. So Aerolite is a silver sponsor of this year's Meteorite Mansion 2024. And we're just going to stop here. We did a live a few days ago telling a lot about the company. And the room was pretty crowded, so I didn't get to all the shelves I wanted to. But Mel over here is helping me out today. Thank you, Mel. And we are going to look at a bunch of beautiful meteorites. I didn't even look at this entire case. And there's beautiful Socopa lens. Like, it's just remarkable. So I'm going to start right here. And I apologize for anyone dropping comments live right now. I'm not able to read them or focus on what you're doing with me. I'll have to catch that in the replay. And I definitely read all the comments, so I appreciate it. This is a neat iron Ballambala. It's a 2F, pretty rare classification. And this one is nice. 205 bones. Has a beautiful inclusion in it. So you have what I believe is a graphite inclusion with troilite around it. I'm able to be corrected in the comments if I'm wrong, but what a beautiful slice, little partial slice to have on Ballambala with a nice inclusion in there. And anything I'm showing you guys, all you need to do is go out to aerolite.org and drop them a message of anything you see here, or you can do it on Facebook as well, Aerolite on Facebook, and they will hook you up with anything that we're showing here. So mark down to 20 bones, my home state meteorite, Canyon Diablo. So there is a lot of affordable meteorites. That's one thing that Aerolite really wanted me to let you guys know, that they have everything from, starting meteorites for a starting collector to advanced samples that you just can't get anywhere else, and of course ones that were found by their own team. This is cool. I can only assume that is Tatooine. I don't know. Well, maybe it's not. I don't think that's a meteorite. What is this? All right, you guys will have to do a screen grab to figure out what that is. Is that part of the costume? I may have to buy that then. Okay, I'll have to look at that after I'm done live with you guys. Oh, Gebel Kamel. Beautiful sample of Gebel Kamel, an attack site. This is 36 grams, $130. Has a really nice high polish on it. Now, when you etch something like that, you're going to see a little bit of a pattern come out, but you're not going to see the Wittgenstein pattern you guys are familiar with on irons and stuff like that. So this is the Socopa lens shelf. And some of these pieces down here are absolutely breathtaking. And with VIP access, you guys can come along with me, sample in hand, walk out to the sun. Oh, beautiful. So many awesome samples. I told Mel this is going to be a half-hour broadcast, and I'm 4 minutes in and I've gotten 3 samples. It's going to be longer than a half hour, guys. There are so many beautiful ones here. So that one, if you're interested, that one is 57 grams and looks like it's 860. I'm just going to show the card to you guys. It's 493 grams.
I have a Christmas period slated.
Wow. Oh, look at the shape of that one. That is a nice display one. 320 bones will bring it home. 200, wow, that's not bad. Wait. 214 grams, so you're not even talking about $2 a gram.
Sometimes it
Right.
can take 2 months and sometimes it can take.
Wow. That's actually a really, really freaking awesome price on a really super cool piece. Well, first one who contacts Aerolite and mentions they want the 214 gram for $321, that's the winner. Oh man, I can't show all of these, but check this out. This is 388 grams,
What he wants to do is chop it,
$515.
have 3
I don't think, I mean, Aerolite's a great company, but I don't think they actually know. Oh, okay, all right. Thank you. I'm the idiot. I'm the idiot. All apologies to Aerolite. I'm the idiot. These are not Dakota Lynn on this shelf. I got a little excited. These are stunning combos. Now the price makes a lot more sense to me, guys. Yeah, I obviously wasn't reading the IDs. I got excited when I saw this one and wanted to come down and show it. So this is compo. So don't try to buy the compo for $2 a gram in this quality because it's not going to happen. Oh, wow. Okay, Topher. Good job. These are really nice. Yeah, for those just joining us, we are now at Aerolite in Tucson at the Fossil, what is this place called? Fossil and Gem Mineral? Mineral and Fossil Marketplace. Thank you. Mineral and Fossil Marketplace. There's a good amount of meteorite dealers over here as well. So you stop in and see Aerolite, you can see a couple other friends as well who remain anonymous at this moment. Okay. So now, if I... Yes! Look at that silicated one. By the way, I'm now looking at the IDs a little bit more before I show you off things and tell you what they are. You know, science.
That one's got great crystals.
Yeah.
So good again.
Yeah, okay, we're going outside. Yeah, for those that want to reward themselves with a meteorite, contact Aerolite on Facebook or aerolite.org. For those that are saving a bunch of money by not being here and still enjoying seeing all these samples, you can drop me a super chat in YouTube and make a small donation to what I'm doing here. I would sure appreciate it. That's beautiful.
Aerospace meteorite.
Oh, compo. Oh, graphite nodule. Oh man. Okay. This is from the Jeff Notkin collection, and it's 208 grams of a silicated nodule from a compo. That's insane.
She came out to Oz, but then they ended up moving down.
Wow. That is really super nice. Okay, now we're into the collection pieces. Compo is a iron 1AB main group. That's why you see those big coarse grains, not the small Vidman like on a Gideon.
That's only, they're all only pea-sized.
So, oh my gosh, that's a weird looking meteorite. Baja California, $700. What? Wow. I love that I have VIP access. Mel at Aerolite opened up every single cabinet for me. As I go to it, I know the doors are open. I can just reach in after I get excited rather than getting depressed and I can't touch it. Wow. I gotta zoom in on that, guys. Wow. Baja California is a 3AB. It's a 3AB. It was known prior to July of 2017. But right as the sun goes behind a cloud. Super cool shape. Oh wow, both sides are prepped. Wow. So those bands in the metal you're seeing right now, or those patterns you're seeing, those are what we call Wittgenstein patterns. And what those actually represent is, let me see here if I can zoom out. There we go. What those actually represent are the two main metals cooling at cooling over long periods of time and pushing against each other as they separate. They go through different phases and they don't want to be next to each other, so they want to be with their own metal. So they separate, they pull together, and they draw these dividing lines in between them. And it takes a cooling cycle, a cooling rate of about a degree per 1,000 years or something like that in order to create the Wittgenstein patterns that we're seeing here. And usually acid etching with ferric chloride or nitol to bring it out. Wow. But that's a beautiful iron, guys. If you don't have Baja California, here's a beautiful slice, great shape, awesome etch, prepped on both sides, 700 bones. And if you mention my name, they will charge you $700 for it. Brenham. Brenham is a palisite. And you're saying, well, that's not a palisite. Well, yeah, it is. It's a palisite, but it just happens to be spectacular. Iron portion only. Sometimes called the siderite. Prepped on both sides. That is, wow, I don't know how. It's 3,500 bucks. It's 390 grams, and it's super rare to find one without olivines in it.
It really is.
Same
Now this is a rispe. A rispe is a, there we go. I was found in 1896. This is just under 400 grams for just under $2,000. Really see a beautiful pattern and separation of the metal grains. As I told you, the metal pushes against its neighbor and separates. That's what causes these plates, these grains to be visible. And they can only grow this big through a very, very slow cooling process. That is gorgeous. So that is a rispe. Again, not one you see every day when you're walking around. Ooh, this is on sale, guys. We have Gibeon. It was $2,600, I think. Now it's $1,750 for 306. Oh, it's prepped on both sides. It's heavy. Wow. All right. We're zooming in, guys. I hope you don't mind me zooming in on this. And you know what? I think this deserves natural sunlight.
So they don't have the same pattern as an asteroid or a meteorite, an iron and nickel meteorite.
Yeah, I mean, they're all really different.
And are these etched, cut and etched? Is that it?
Not the stones, the iron.
Yes, that's what it is. Yeah. So is this all of them?
Wow.
Everybody else is going to be on the
That is a great Gideon, and it is on sale. Let me see if I can zoom out. Zoom, Bubba. There we go. I apologize to anyone leaving comments right now. I am so focused on making sure I give you guys the best video and that I don't make mistakes talking out of turn on what I'm talking about and looking and showing that I'm really not paying attention to the comments right now. But trust me, I will watch this video when I get back to Tucson. Everything's Tucson. When I get back to Chandler, and I will reply to all the comments and read them all and enjoy them along with you guys. This is a Uraku from Brazil, just under $1,600. And I actually have a hunk of this in my collection with Steve Arnold Provenance from the Meteorite Men. That is now Aerolite, basically.
some health products.
This is Uraku from Brazil. About $1,500 thereabouts, and it is a 1AB, but it's differently unique and different than the compo that we just watched as a 1AB. Here's an Uraku over here, so it's the same meteorite. This one right here and this one right here are the same meteorite. This one obviously shows a lot more silication in it, silicates, and a lot more shock event, I'd imagine, because it looks pretty tore up. But I just love that. That is gorgeous, guys. A thick wedge. That's not a slice, folks. That is a wedge. Not a wedge, but a slab. Wow. It's heavy, too. All right. Here's one you don't see every day. It is Pierceville. It's an iron from Kansas. It's a 3AB.
Is that sand or is that a
All right. Oh, this is one that I actually want. Oh, look at these down here. Campo di Cello. This reminds me of a piece that I have. Mine's bigger and a little bit more shapely, but that reminds me a lot of one that I have. Here's some other compos. Again, if you're interested in anything you see here, you might have to do a screen grab, but reach out to Aerolite at aerolite.org, and they will be glad to take care of you on these. Now, I'm going into this cabinet over here because I want to show you. Whoops. I want to show you this one right here. Okay. So this is the one I want to get to right now. This is Miles. Oh my God, I want this one. I'm looking at the price, not my camera. Sorry, guys. Okay. Yeah, I'm sitting down Indian style now because I'm hurting, but I want to give you guys a good show. So this is from my buddy Dave's homeland. Dave Nelson just arrived at the Meteorite Mansion last night from Melbourne, Australia. So this is close to him. Found in 1992. It's a 2B iron. I love my, okay, we're taking it out. Is it open? Yes, it's open. Sweet victory. Oh, both sides are nice. Wow. That's obviously the external part of the meteorite. I believe, that's probably the very edge of the meteorite. Not, 100% weathered or eroded out. Oh, look at that little dot of metal right there. And in here, too, wow, they're all over. I count like 4 of them. That's fantastic. I'm told that every 5 minutes I need to remind you guys that I also accept super chats on YouTube. If you're watching us live on YouTube, you can drop me a super chat. And what that does, it actually gives me a little tip for what I'm doing out here. It's a little money goes in my pocket, whether it's $1 or $5 or $10 or $100 million. I sure appreciate it. This is Trenton. Trenton is an iron from Wisconsin. This is just under a kilo, and it's about $9,000. But good luck seeing a piece this big. I don't know what the total known weight was. Maybe if someone is watching and has a Metbull open on another screen, they can drop in the total known weight of Trenton. It's an iron 3AB from Wisconsin. Because this is a kilo of it. And if it's a single stone, this may be the main mass. All right. I mentioned Sakota-Lin earlier. We showed a few of them, but look at this one. $2,100 for about 730 grams. But a beautiful shape. Absolutely gorgeous. Wow. All right. So if you're looking for your witnessed iron fall from Russia, Sakota-Lin, $2,100. Right there, baby. Now, Odessa is an iron from Texas, I believe. Yeah, Texas. I'm sorry, I was reading this to see if it had more information for us. Here, I'm gonna let you read that for a second, guys. If you're not reading it, you're letting me down. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, done.
So like let's see what you think. Yeah. They were all very happy about like
There's grams, I'm sorry. 62 ounces, yep, and there's ounces. 0.22 ounce.
Well, let me ask you something. A long time ago, I used to come to these shows with my and I wasn't present with them when I bought the
So this is Odessa from Texas. It's a crater maker. I did a video on my channel about 12 crater makers that you can collect the meteorites from, and Odessa is one of those, a crater creator in Texas that obviously you can collect meteorites from, because I have one in my hand. Now that was a slice. This is an end cut. So this is about $1,500. It's about 500 grams, and it's a really nice end cut. I was finally able to get the live to go widescreen today. The last live I did here was portrait mode, and I absolutely hate portrait mode. So I apologize for you guys that put up with that. Hopefully you enjoyed it, but this one should just be eye candy. Widescreen, full screen. Can someone name this meteorite? I can't read the comments right now, but drop it in the comments if you happen to know what this meteorite is.
Yes. Yeah, they're really cool. I mean, it makes perfect sense. Yeah. Are they from Meteorite or they
You have 5 seconds to put your guess down. I'm going to show you the ID in 3 seconds. Last chance. Canyon Diablo. There we go. Canyon Diablo. So I'm just going to keep the camera here for 1 second, guys, while I take a drink break.
I'm interested in
I'm going to close this. I think I'm closing the wrong one. Would you get this door for me, sir? Thank you very much. We are moving into, oh, I should have shown this to you guys. I'm sorry. We were in the iron meteorites cabinet. Thank you very much, man. I know I was getting it backwards.
Yeah,
Yeah,
backwards too.
they usually don't let these doors sit unlocked because we don't really want people opening them and just touching and grabbing. But this is the VIP access that Aerolite has allowed, and for the last 5 years has allowed Topherspin Meteorites and myself personally to come here. They open their cabinets and they just allow me to share their collection. Their inventory is their collection. Don't let them tell you it's all inventory. It's their collection. They're just keeping it for you right now. They share it with us, and I'm just blown away at everything I get to see and touch. Things I'll never have in my collection. Like Allende is a very important, scientifically important meteorite. It fell in '67 in Chihuahua, Mexico. 69, sorry. 69 in Chihuahua, Mexico. It's a CV3. So it has, what we're seeing here is, let me steady the camera. Those white amorphic shapes that look like little ghosts and stuff. Those are CAIs. Those are A-type CAIs, which are calcium, aluminum rich inclusions. Some of the oldest material, original material from the solar system creation that we are able to possess are these CAIs. And if you look at the round CAIs, those are called B CAIs, B-type. But here is a beautiful specimen of Allende, fusion crusted, beautiful sample. This is, I believe, 2,500 bones for 51 grams. Whew. Almost dropped he. Just an absolute, oh, of course the sun goes out as soon as I step out for it. But beautiful fusion crust. Look, it's not even cut, and you can see all the CAIs in there. And meteorites like this, Allende, Murchison, especially when they fell in such large quantity. It wasn't just like a kilo or two, we're talking tons. So they fell in such high quantity that there was enough to be studied by a lot of scientists. And so Allende is one of the most, Murchison Allende are some of the most studied carbonaceous meteorites that there are. And they've actually found sugars and amino acids in here. So this is like the building blocks of life delivered to our planet. This is a very famous one, and this is a beautiful, like I will never have, I shouldn't say never, because it's 2,500 bucks. You can have it, 51 grams, and it still will, it has beautiful fusion crust, and it's still beautiful under a microscope with all the CAIs present on the surface like that. That's fun. Now this is a rare one, this is a super rare one because not a whole lot fell. I don't know what the main mass is, maybe someone can put it in the comments, but Ben Cubbin started a new class of meteorites called, anyone? The Ben Cubbinites. So this is a carbonaceous meteorite, high in metal, from Western Australia, and 1930 is when it was found. It's not a witnessed fall, but Ben Cubbin has these silicate white patches that, to me, and this is just me talking, under a microscope resemble Aerolite material. Yeah, I'm not writing a paper about it. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just telling you, to me it looks like Aerolite material under a microscope. But this is really cool. Ben Cubbin started the Ben Cubbinite family. They realized it wasn't any type of meteorite seen before by science, so they studied it, put it in its own class. We'll put it ungrouped, so it was like a carbonaceous ungrouped until it got some grouplets with it. Once it has 5 grouplets, then it becomes a official classification. So Ben Cubbin was the first one, and it's a Ben Cubbinite. And I'm putting it back on there crooked with fingerprints all over it. Galgini is another witness fall that is fun to collect. I say fun to collect because there's some newer collectors who may not appreciate that the new German track from space fall is going for $1,800 a gram. Who can afford that? This is a fun one to collect. I say that because, like newer collectors, Galgini is not really that expensive. Here's an example. $2 a gram. It's from Burkina Faso. It's an H5, so it's high metal. Petrology type is 5, so there's going to be visible chondrules in there. Is this okay? Now, so yeah, this is a cut surface. Look at that, it's gorgeous. For $2 a gram, a witnessed fall with Aerolite COA. You can even write your initials on there. I don't think anyone's written anything on there. But so this is Galgini, a very affordable entry-level meteorite, but also one that everyone should have in their collection. Now look at this beautiful specimen up here. This is from the Jeff Notkin collection. Hey Jeff, if you're watching, great to talk to you at least. Fusion crusted, yes. Superb, long-shaped individual, fusion crusted. Could not have said it better myself, sir. Now, what I'm gathering is here, when I see tags that are from the Jeff Notkin collection, I'm not seeing a I'm not seeing a very clear price advertised. So I think these are ones where they actually would like to have contact with you first and have a little conversation, offer you the price. But these are definitely a little bit more valuable per gram, at least to a collector who knows the provenance of Aerolite and Jeff Notkin. And speaking of the devil, there he is, hunting Clarendon. So this is Clarendon. It is a dark, I'm going to move this. I'm going to remember to put it back. Clarendon is a dark chondrite, and that usually is evident of shock melting or shock, the presence of a shock event in its past. So this was found in Texas in 2015. Now, the reason why we talk about shock events, shock veins, shock planes, shock heating, melt, all of those things are products or features of shock events. Let me see here, can I zoom out? Oh, it's not gonna let me zoom out right now. All right, when these rocks are in outer space, please zoom out. When these rocks are in outer space and they bump into each other or collide, which happens. I mean, it's not the asteroid belts and that you see in Star Wars, but they do bounce into each other. And because there's nothing in space for that heat, that energy, the sound even, to radiate out into space, none of that energy can escape that collision. It has to be contained within that collision. There's no other place for it to go. So that energy is the shock. That shock produces heat. All the heat of that impact goes internal to those two rocks. And now you have shock melting. You have shock vein planes where the minerals now interact differently with themselves because they've been shocked. They've been shocked into different forms of themselves. And we look for different things of shocked glass on Martians, like mescalite and things like that. I believe I'm saying that right. I hope so. So shock is a very important thing. And I'm gonna, while we're talking about shock, this is a beautiful example. I believe this is from Robert Ward. But this is, oh, there we go. You can see the green in it and stuff. This is Tacidet 004. This is an impact melt. So it's an H5 impact melt. All that heat of the collision, this is obviously a large stone. All that heat of the collision of the rocks formed all this melt you're seeing. This light gray, olive green material you see here, that's all the melted silicates that went through that shock event, got superheated, and got squished in between other rocks, permanently cooled in a very, very rapid cosmically speaking, a very, very short time frame of cooling, because we have these huge vesicles. These are not very common in meteorites. They're pretty rare. They do happen, and you're always, well, not always, but you're usually talking about a melt. So there was rapid cooling, and the rapid expansion into a liquid and rapid contraction of cooling causes those voids and vesicles to be evident. Now also, the melting squeezes some of the metal out of the silicates and could clump them together in these big balls. It's not the only way that those are formed, but it's definitely a hypothesis that I have, and I believe it may be accurate. I don't want to say a scientist told me because I don't remember their name. But look at that melt. That's gorgeous. Now, meteorites come in all sizes. That's a massive one. This, they are touting, and it is, the world's smallest meteorite. So, I don't know if I'm allowed to mention his name, so I won't. One of my friends, thank you, I'll say hi to you, buddy, SP, good to see you. He found this. This is a barred olivine found in 2021 in Plymouth, Minnesota. It's a micro meteorite. So here's a picture of it. And I'll explain. I'm going to put the camera down. Nope, I won't. I need to get a drink. Give me a second, guys. All right, thank you. So here is a micro meteorite. I'll stand in the way so you can see it. This is a picture of it, because I'm going to show you the real thing and you won't be able to see it. So what micrometeorites are is every day a lot of space debris hits the Earth. If it's big, some of it can survive. If you think about 80 to 90% of a mass being ablated and burnt off upon entry, you'll realize that in order to have a rock this big survive, we need a rock this big to exist. So that was a massive asteroid for us. You know, cosmically speaking is small, but a large body for us to have enter the atmosphere. Something's going to remain. That's a slice of the 20%. Now, when there is only a small meteorite entering the atmosphere, what can survive is ultra small. So whether you are aware or not, if you have a flat top roof, like if you go to a Costco or any large complex that has a flat roof that hasn't been cleaned in years, there are micrometeorites on the roof, guaranteed. All you have to do is find them, which is an arduous process. You have to collect it all in magnetic, put a bag over your magnet, collect all the material, bring it home, and look at every single grain under the microscope in a painstaking fashion. So it is an arduous process, but man, when they find them, I bet they go crazy, just like you would out in the field with a big one. All right, guys, I'm now opening this cabinet. There's a few falls in here that I wanted to focus on because it's a really important fall for my friends. This is Muskogee, Oklahoma. I actually have a client in Muskogee that I've been selling computers to for about 7 or 8 years. The Muskogee tribe. So I was really freaked out when this really small place in Oklahoma all of a sudden gets a meteorite fall on them, and I actually knew where the town was. So I had some friends go out and hunt Muskogee, and there's not much of it, guys. So this is going to be expensive. Let me see here. It's 43 grams. Yeah, 10 grand. There's not much of it, man. This looks like it was cut, dry cut. So when we put meteorites on a saw, we always have to lubricate the saw to keep it cool. Well, the idea is to lubricate the saw, move away all the debris, and keep everything cool. But the problem with that is it impregnates water into the meteorite that you then have to get out as quickly as possible for the best result. Well, if you don't want any oxidation whatsoever, you can dry cut. Now that wears your saw blade or wire away super quick, but it's the only way to get you an absolutely unaltered, unmolested meteorite. And this is a beautiful example. This one had to have been wet or dry cut. So that one fell in. Oh, look, see here's one I can afford. 115 bucks. I'm actually very fortunate. One of my friends that went there gave me a little bit. But not this size, but that's freaking awesome. So it fell on January 20th. So a year and a week ago. Here's another Muskogee. Oh, yes, I do want to keep them, unless it was released. We've been checking the METBULL, the Meteoritical Bulletin Database online, which is the official database of all meteorites that we use as our Bible. Muskogee was not on there when I left for this trip. There's been, I think, 2 or 3 different METBULL updates since I've been here. I don't know if it's on the METBULL yet or not, but very anxious to see that one posted. This is a Milba Lily. It's a eucrite from, whoa, focus on me, baby. Yeah, there we go. This is a eucrite from Australia. That's why it has that orange soil on it. That's the Australian outback on it. And it's a beautiful eucrite. Wow. I like that. Where did I get it from? Oh no. There it is. No, there it is. Don't fall. Wow. This is a 70-gram Muskogee Creek, uncut, individual, with mud and grass on it. Am I seeing that? Oh my goodness. I don't want to touch it. I don't want to touch that side. Here, hold on a second. There we go. Wow. Super cool, super cool. Oh my, there we go. I'm gonna go over there. I can't get distracted. I can't just get distracted. Wow. Where'd I get it from? There we go. I start panicking when I forget where people's meteorites go. That is gorgeous. Look at that thing. Wow. Super, super, super. Ooh, dark alcohol. This is a beautiful meteorite. I have a slice of this and I love it. It's a H5, I think. It's not, it doesn't list. Ooh, it's on sale. Hold on. From 1,000 down to 700. So almost 30% off, guys. Dark alcohol. Ismaili Muhammad, I believe, is the main mass holder, and that's who I got my slice. Whoever the main mass holder is, I think it's him. Ismaili Muhammad is who I got my slice from. But Aerolite COA is just as good. That is a beautiful, beautiful meteorite. I just love it. Oh, hold on. Spectacular. Wow. This is what's great about Tucson. Just walking around, picking up. Look at this. I have this. Whoops, I got to turn it around this way. Look at this. I have the entire place to myself. When I was here last time, that's why I said half an hour and I'm still going at 50, because I finally got the place to myself. Ooh, Tank Mountains. I have my slice of Tank Mountains from Aerolite. I have, see, Tank Mountain is from Arizona. So I'm a little bit partisan to Arizona meteorites. It's not the most beautiful, chondrolicious one in the world, but it's an Arizona meteorite classified as Tank Mountain. It's an L6. That one is $700. Here's another one just for $70. So that was too much for you? What's your excuse now? What I believe that line is right there on top, because it's next to the exterior part of the meteorite, I am pretty much assuming that that is a weathering artifact. So we have some moisture that penetrated the very outside of the rock, and that's why we see that, but it didn't penetrate very far. And here's another example of that. You can see on this slice of Tank Mountain, along the top and along this side here, the right hand side, you'll see a weathering pattern. So this was probably, this rock was probably in the ground like this, buried, and that was showing on that little bit right there was showing, getting sun bleached and water altered. And this slice is 71.7 grams. Super awesome. All right, guys. Gadamus. Well, it was nicknamed Gadamus, but it's Hamadra Hamra 346. And what's really super cool about these samples is you obviously see these scuff marks. These lines right here all run perpendicular or parallel this way. This is how it hit the ground. This is the base that hit the ground, and this is the scuff in the sand.
Yeah.
Where that meteorite came to rest after floating around in space for 1 billion years. It hit the ground. This fresh fusion crust was still a little bit malleable, perhaps, and hit the ground, left that scuff mark on there permanently. Here's another one. I'm actually going to pick this one up. Okay. So you can see this side right here has no scuff marks. As soon as you turn the corner, you see the scuff marks. Try not to touch them. There we go. Look at that. It's gorgeous. This is a very affordable meteorite too, the Ha 346. Hamadra Halamama 346. That one is about 8 grand, and this one here is about 15 grand. Wow. All right, guys. I did a longer broadcast with more pieces than I expected, but there's still those cabinets over there that we can go into full effect on. So if you're in Tucson, get down to Aerolite. If you're not in Tucson, they're still in it. You can still contact Aerolite online, aerolite.org. Elizabeth and team will help you. Mel is there to help you. Wolf is there. Rainer, whatever you want to call the guy, but he's there as well. All right, guys, hold on. All right, goodbye from Tucson, everyone. Take care. Thanks for watching, guys.